everyone, welcome back to Crime Weekly News. I'm Derek Levasseur.
And I'm Stephanie Harlow.
And we're going to be talking about the impact statements from Bryan Kohberger's trial today. But before we do, Stephanie has an announcement.
I do have an announcement. If you haven't noticed, we are now offering YouTube channel memberships on Crime Weekly. So I'm going to let Derek kind of elaborate on that, but he showed me the badges. Everybody's really excited about them so far.
We have the badge levels where based on how long you're a member, you get access to different emojis. People are already using them in the comment section. You can see an emoji of Stephanie, an emoji of myself, and some of our sayings. And then the badges are pretty cool. We get the pineapple, we got the python, we got the fox, and then we have the Diamond Crime Weekly badge, which is pretty cool as well. So there's some cool things to get, and you get more recognized. And also, once that's turned on, we get to see you easier. It's like your comment is highlighted for us. So, it stands out a little bit more likely for us to respond. And then I think the final thing is on our YouTube page, our members' profiles are listed. If you want it and you want to support the channel, great. But there are already people who are members of Patreon. This is different than that. That's early episodes, ad-free. This is just more for the comment section. But so if you're listening on audio, this doesn't really apply to you. But if you're someone on YouTube and you're one of the people that have been asking for it, now you have it. So as far as the episode, we're a little bit late here on this because we wanted to get the Amy Bradley Crime Weekly news out there, but we've all seen them and maybe some of you haven't. So we wanted to watch them today and then comment on them because some of them are incredible. Specifically, Christy Gonzalez's sister, Olivia, coming out with her statement. It just was perfectly written and it went viral. It went viral on social media. So we're going to play them today. We're going to watch them with you for anybody who hasn't seen them. And there's a lot of impact statements. So if you want to go watch them all, just go on YouTube. They're all there. We're going to focus on three. Christy Gonzalez's mom, Christy, her sister, Olivia, and then also Dylan, who was one of the surviving witnesses. We wanted to put hers out there as well because, as I said when we talked about Bryan Kohberger admitting to all this, there was a small pocket of people who were saying that Dylan was involved with it and that she knew more than she was saying. And if it wasn't enough for us dispelling that, just listen or watch this with your own eyes and ears. And you tell me if this is a girl who had anything to do with this and the impact it must have had on her mental health to have people out there saying that. So we're going to play those three. And I think we're going to start with Dylan first. So here's her impact statement. We'll weigh in afterwards.
What happened that night changed everything. Because of him, four beautiful, genuine, compassionate people were taken from this world for no reason. He didn't just take their lives. He took the light they carried into every room. He took away how they made everyone feel safe, loved, and full of joy. He took away the ability for me to tell them that I love them and that I'm so proud of them. He took away who they were becoming and the futures they were going to have. He took away birthdays, graduations, celebrations, and all the memories that we were supposed to make. All of it is gone. And all the people who loved them are just left to carry that weight forever. He didn't just take them from the world. He took them from me, my friends, my people who felt like my home, the people I looked up to and adored more than anyone. He took away my ability to trust the world around me. What he did shattered me in places I didn't know could break. I was barely 19 when he did this. We had just celebrated my birthday at the end of September. I should have been figuring out who I was. I should have been having the college experience and starting to establish my future. Instead, I was forced to learn how to survive the unimaginable. I couldn't be alone. I had to sleep in my mom's bed because I was too terrified to close my eyes. Terrified that if I blinked, someone might be there. I made escape plans everywhere I went. If something happens, how do I get out? What can I use to defend myself? Who can help? Then there are the panic attacks. The kind that slam into me like a tsunami out of nowhere. I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stop shaking. All I can do is scream because the emotional pain and the grief is too much to handle. My chest feels like it's caving in. Sometimes I drop to the floor with my heart racing, convinced something is very wrong. It's far beyond anxiety. It's my body reliving everything over and over again. My nervous system never got the message that it is over, and it won't let me forget what he did to them. People call me strong. They say I'm a survivor, but they don't see what my new reality looks like. They don't see the panic attacks, the hypervigilance, the exhaustion, the way I scan every room I enter, the way I flinch at sudden sounds. They don't know how heavy it is to carry so much pain and still be expected to keep going, and that's because of him. He stole parts of me I may never get back. He took the version of me who didn't constantly ask, what if it happens again? What if next time I don't survive? He may have shattered parts of me, but I'm still putting myself back together. Piece by piece, I'm learning how to live in this new version of life. It is not easy. It hurts, but I'm still trying. Still trying, and I'm not trying just for me. I'm trying for them, my friends. About a year ago, I had a dream about them. I got to say goodbye. I told them I won't be able to see you again, so I need to tell you goodbye. They all kept asking why, and all I could say was, I can't tell you, but I have to. When I woke up, I felt shattered and heartbroken, but also strangely grateful. Like maybe in some way that dream gave us the goodbye we never got. Still, no dream can replace them, and no goodbye will ever feel finished. He is a hollow vessel, something less than human. A body without empathy, without remorse. He chose destruction. He chose evil. He feels nothing. He tried to take everything from me. My friends, my safety, my identity, my future. He took their lives, but I will continue trying to be like them, to make them proud. Living is how I honor them. Speaking today is to help me find some sort of justice for them. And I will never let him take that from me. He may have taken so much from me, but he will never get to take my voice. He will never take the memories I had with them. He will never erase the love we shared, the laughs we had, or the way they made me feel seen and whole. Those things are mine. They are sacred, and he will never touch them. I get to feel sadness. I get to feel rage. I get to feel joy even when it's hard. I get to feel love even when it hurts. I get to live. And while I will still live with this pain, at least I get to live my life. He will stay here, empty, forgotten, and powerless.
Yeah, it's clear to me, in my opinion, at least what Dylan is talking about, what she's experiencing. It's PTSD, you know, talking about panic attacks, hypervigilance, the exhaustion, even dreaming about it, dreaming about them, you know, and then waking up and realizing you've just re-entered a world in which they no longer exist, and feeling that crushing sadness all over again. And I mean, we've talked about this before, the ripple impact that crime has on people. And Dylan was in the house. So there's going to be, additionally on top of losing her friends, the survivor's guilt and the wondering. And then, obviously she was being accused and questioned in a public forum. So this is something that's going to take a very, very long time for her to get past. I don't think she ever will, but hopefully she will, with support and therapy and time, it will lessen and she'll be able to
Live somewhat of a life.
Yeah, function normally again, and to some extent. It's always going to be there, but.
Yep. Now, for Dylan Mortensen, her life will never be the same. And that's just the thing that she went through. That's just survivor's guilt. There's no doubt in my mind that if Bryan Kohberger had noticed her on the way out the door, she'd be dead as well. He would not have left her there. He did not see her. Simple as that. Because of the way the light was, whether you believe in God or just luck, something saved her that night. And that's the only reason she's able to give that impact statement. And she knows it, and everybody else knows it. And even Bryan Kohberger sitting there right now knows it, is sitting there saying, I missed her.
He is, and he's thinking, I'm going to prison for this anyways. I wish I would have killed her too. I would have killed her too.
100%,
How dare she sit
100%.
up here and say these things about me? I'm an empty vessel. Oh, I should have gotten her too. Yeah, exactly.
So, I just want to, and this is about the impact statements, but I think what's even, to me, the sad side of all of this is I saw the stuff on social media, and it was a small pocket of people that were questioning her credibility and her integrity. And they were even putting up photos of her at small get-togethers with her friends after the fact, like just trying to have some normalcy. She might have been completely torn up inside, and yet they were showing these photos of her having a drink or a shot with a friend and basically saying, oh, does this look like a person who feels guilty about something? Something's not right with her. She knows more than she's saying. Does that look like a person? Well, we know that's not the case now, right? Bryan admitted to everything, but it's so easy to talk about these cases online and talk about these people like they're characters. This young woman has forever been changed, and it will be traumatized for the rest of her life, as you can see. And the audacity of people who read a couple articles or who watched a documentary or a podcast or even just Crime Weekly to come out and be like, yeah, I've decided there's more to her than what we're hearing. There's no way that went down like that. She just stayed in her room. She didn't do anything. Something's not adding up here. Morons. I don't know how else to say it. Morons. And I hope that's no one who's listening or watching our show.
I was going to say, I don't think a true Crime Weekly
I don't
watcher
think people are pretty in the middle here.
Yeah.
But you get those people on social media where they watch one episode of something and they think they're an expert on the case and they're a certified FBI agent, and it's you really got to understand the impact you're having on these people, because she was dealing with something much greater than trolls online. But I'm sure that was also part of the stress, was hearing the rumblings that you may have been involved in your friend's murders. Like, just absolutely terrible. So good for her to gather the strength to get up there and speak to him directly so that he knows he no longer has any power over her. That's why I wanted to play that one. There are a bunch of other ones that we could play from the fathers of the different victims and also other relatives. And there's probably 30, 40 minutes of victim statements.
So many people that loved them.
So many people, and so many people who didn't even get the chance to speak. But we wanted to focus on two others because I thought they were great, and some people had issues with them. Again, online, we're going to talk about that. But the first one we're going to play.
People had issues with them?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the first one we're going to play is from Christy Gonzalez's mom, Christy. We'll play that one now, then we'll talk about it.
I never imagined having to speak to someone so devoid of humanity. For a long time, I didn't think I'd find the words low enough to meet you where you are. But now I realize this isn't about you. It's about what you've done to me, and I need you to hear it. When you murdered my daughter, Kaylee Jade Gonzalez, you didn't just take her life, you shattered others. You attacked what you could never be, and in doing so, you left a trail of devastation far beyond that house. You stole my peace. You've altered my every waking moment, every sleepless night, the way I view the world, people, safety, trust. It's all been changed by your cruelty. I no longer recognize parts of myself. Joy is harder to find. Laughter feels foreign. The world moves forward, but I'm suspended in a place of sorrow and rage. You've taken from me something that can never be restored. The grief sits with me every day, some days quietly, and other days so loud it drowns out everything else. The emotional toll you've inflicted on me is immeasurable. I live with a constant ache, with birthdays that are now memorials, with holidays that feel hollow, with empty chairs that scream louder than words ever could. I am forever changed. But for you, as a person working on a PhD in criminal justice, you really didn't think this one through. You're not that good. In fact, you're not that good at anything. You couldn't secure a job. You couldn't get along with others. You couldn't even get a female to look in your direction. All because you are pathetic. Now you're a joke in this courtroom. I wish I could crown you with a jester hat to complete your orange jumpsuit clown look. A dead killer doesn't kill again. So while I'm disappointed the firing squad won't get to take their shots at you, I'm confident that the men in prison will have their way with you in more ways than one. You will finally get what you wanted, physical touch. Just probably not how you were expecting it. See, you haven't beat the system. You've simply entered a new one, where the rules are cruel and the consequences will never end. You are entering a place where no one will care who you are and no one will ever respect you. You will be forgotten, discarded, used, and erased. You will always be remembered as a loser, an absolute failure. And when those prison doors slam shut behind you, I hope that sound echoes in your heart for the rest of your meaningless days. I hope it reminds you of what we all already know. You're nothing. May you continue to live your life in misery. You are officially the property of the state of Idaho, where your fellow inmates are anxiously awaiting your arrival. But it's okay, because they're there to help you. Hell will be waiting. Quick message from our youngest daughter. Aubrey wanted to say, you may have received A's in high school and college, but you're going to be getting big D's in prison.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation.
Damn.
Love
roasted,
it from the little sister.
Roasted.
Love it.
So I think we both have things to say about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, let's talk about something that's not a crime, but it should be. How fast our hair can turn on us as we age. I've been using OneSkin's OS1 hair serum for a few months now, and I'm not gonna lie, I am very much obsessed. Now, if you already know about OneSkin, you know they're serious about science. Their patented OS1 peptide targets aging at the cellular level, and now they've taken that tech and applied it to your scalp. And yes, I was skeptical at first, not super skeptical, actually, because I've already been in love with their eye cream, their eye serum for months. But I was like, can a serum really bring my hair back to life? And the answer is yes, apparently it can. My scalp feels healthier, fresher, cleaner. My hair looks thicker, and I'm seeing the little baby hairs popping up in places that had been, let's just say, retired. So the reviews are also wild. People are saying things like, my hair's never felt this full, or finally getting a response from my hair. And I do feel that because I have tried a lot of things. I like to keep my hair thick. I've tried a lot of serums. I've tried a lot of vitamins. This one has been the only one that I've seen anything with. OneSkin even ran a clinical study and showed measurably denser and thicker hair after 6 months. That's not just vibes, that's data. So we love OneSkin. Like I said, we're talking about the scalp serum, but I really highly suggest that people try the eye serum too. It is amazing.
There's a lot of people in our comments who love OneSkin.
Yep, I have it on a subscription now, so I'm never without it. And I think you guys should try it. Derek's going to tell you how.
Yeah, like Stephanie was saying, OneSkin is the world's first skin longevity company. And by focusing on the cellular aspects of aging, OneSkin keeps your skin looking and acting younger for longer. For a limited time, you can try OneSkin with 15% off using code CWN at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code CWN. And after your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. We would greatly appreciate it.
Derek, in your opinion, what's the purpose of a victim impact statement in a trial like this one?
It's supposed to be for the judge, as they're deciding sentencing, but to me, it's for the victims. It's for their opportunity to speak directly to the offender. I think it's a combination of both, but that's really what this is about. This is their opportunity to finally speak to this person directly. And hopefully it helps heal just a little bit because they get to say whatever they want, clearly.
I liked this statement a lot because there's going to be, I mean, let's be honest, it's sad and it sucks and it's disgusting, but Bryan Kohberger's going to get a little bit of thrill and a lot of thrill and satisfaction when he sees the family members of his victims up there saying, I'm hurt. You have changed my life. I will never feel safe again. There's going to be a huge part of him that's like, good, I'm glad. But now you get into the roasting where she's like, you're pathetic. A woman would never even look at you. And like, what are people saying she was mean or something? Why do people have a problem with it?
So on Twitter, and again, this is a pocket of people, but there were people responding to this video specifically saying he's already in prison. He already admitted to it. Have some respect. Be an adult.
Fuck that. I'm so sorry for my mouth. Fuck that. Yeah, have some respect.
Have some respect. Like, this is so childish, like some decorum.
I genuinely hope that those people saying that never have to go through what the family members of these victims have gone through, because I guarantee you would not be singing the same tune. F you for that, plain and simple. Because that's getting to him, like the direct insults to his manhood.
Oh, of course it is.
You're going to get some big D's in prison, my dude. That's going to scare him. That's going to put like fear in him. I'm not the predator anymore. I'm going to be the prey. I'm not the one in power here.
Oh, he'll be the one running now.
Control. I have no control over what happens to me now. Now telling him you've hurt me forever, that's still giving him control, still giving him power. But turning around, roasting him, telling him you are nothing. You are not even worth the air that you breathe, that's going to get to him, because it's going to reflect back to him his internal voice already, the fears and the insecurities he has. So he gets to prey on people, and now Kaylee's mother preys on him, his insecurities, the things that would go through his head at night when he'd think like, oh, girls don't like me, or the incel that he has. It's really going to get to him. You can tell it's getting to him, and I'm a big fan.
Listen, I'll offend people even more. I wish the firing squad thing would have happened, and I'm not saying this to be sensational. I would have volunteered for it. I would have no problem doing it. Based on what I've seen, what I've read, and what I've heard about what he did to these 4 people.
For no reason.
For no reason. I would sign up to go be part of that firing squad. I would have no issue with it. I wouldn't bat an eye. Some people may clutch their pearls for that. That's fine. As a father, I would go up there and enjoy doing that on behalf of the other fathers involved in this case. If they didn't want to do it themselves, I would have
some respect. He's already going to
I would have no
get
issue
out
with
of here.
And, there's a lot of people that originally were like, I don't think Bryan Kohberger did it. So I think it's part of it where it's like, now he's admitted to it, so you can't play that card. But no, I have no issue with what she said. I thought it was PG.
He deserves no respect. He doesn't even honestly deserve to continue living. So he's already getting off easy. Well, hopefully
I was telling Shannon about this last night, and this, again, it may offend some people, but I'm telling you right now, I hope I never get to, I hope I never have to prove this. If this was one of my daughters, and you and I have had a lot of conversations, I would find a way to kill him. I'm telling you right now, I'd find a way, and then I would come out and admit to doing it. I don't know if I could go into that room and just give a statement, because I know at the end of the day, it's not going to have too much of an impact on him. My life would be over if their life is over. And that's why I don't even really want to play the father statements, because every time I watch them, I start to cry. But for me, that would be the end of it. I'm not going to get emotional right now, but I want to. That's where I stand on it. I have no issue with all of it. If anything, they went nice on him. They didn't even go that hard. But on a positive note, we're going to end it with one more statement. And I hope I'm saying her name right. Olivia. It's pronounced, I want to pronounce it Olivia, but it's with an A.
It's spelled Olivia. Yeah,
Olivia. And this is Kaylee Gonzalez's sister. And this could have been a homicide in and of itself, because she surgically dismantled Bryan Kohberger for about 10 minutes, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's like when you see those TV roasts, like Kaylee's mom came on, she roasted him pretty well, and then Olivia's going to come on.
Olivia did some Stephanie Harlow type research, went into his past trying to be a rapper. Like, she left no stone unturned, no crumbs left behind.
Every failure he ever had, she put back in front of him. It was awesome.
I'm not going to say anything else. Here it is. Enjoy.
Hello. I'd like to start by thanking the court for allowing me the time and opportunity to speak today. My name is Olivia, and I am the big sister of Kaylee Gonzalez, and I was blessed to love Madison Mogan as a sister too. I'm not here today to speak in grief. I'm here to speak in truth. Because the truth is, My sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, or to silence. They were two pieces of a whole, the perfect yin and yang. They are everything that you could never be. Loved, accepted, vibrant, accomplished, brave, and powerful. Because the truth about Kaylee and Maddie is they would have been kind to you. If you had approached them in their everyday lives, they would have given you directions, thanked you for the compliment, or awkwardly giggled to make your own words less uncomfortable for you. In a world that rejected you, they would have shown mercy. Because the truth is, I'm angry. Every day I'm angry. I'm left shouting at the inside of my own head everything I wish I could say to you. The truth about me is when I heard the news, I didn't cry. I listened for them. I promised them I would, that I would fight for them, that I would show up no matter what it cost me. I swore I'd never let them feel alone. Because you see, I've always been their heavyweight. I've always been the one to fight the battles they didn't feel ready to fight themselves. All it ever took was a call, and they knew I would handle it for them, no matter the time, no matter the cost. They could wave their white flag because they knew I would never back down, not for them, and not even death could change that. Somewhere along the line, I started to think about what I would say to them if I was given just one last chance. If I could gather enough heartbreak or love or sacrifice or whatever it took to get just one message across, what would I say? Throughout this entire process, I've written my feelings down at every moment, my wishes, my love, my denial, my anger. And as one final act of love, I'd planned to read these thoughts, even jarring and discombobulating and not even making sense. Because for me, that was true love. As bare and as naked as it could be, not laced in pretty words or dressed for the occasion, but written through bleary eyes at 2 a.m. with clenched fists, angry at this reality. My true final act of love was to continue on without them, for them. That dream to read aloud my love to them, to bring meaning through pain, was the latest blow in realizing you don't deserve it. And Kaylee and Maddie don't need it. Kaylee and Maddie have always known my love, and they would never ask me to prove it by further victimizing myself to a defendant who has shown no guilt, no remorse, no apprehension. They would say to me, "Why would you give the satisfaction of showing vulnerability now? You promised you would never back down." And for that clarity, I'm thankful. I won't stand here and give you what you want. I won't offer you tears. I won't offer you trembling. Disappointments like you thrive on pain, on fear, and on the illusion of power. And I won't feed your beast. Instead, I will call you what you are: sociopath, psychopath, murderer. I will ask the questions that reverberate violently in my own head, so loudly that I can't think straight most any day. Some of these might be familiar, so sit up straight when I talk to you. How was your life right before you murdered my sisters? Did you prepare for the crime before leaving your apartment? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this time. Why did you choose my sisters? Before making your move, did you approach my sisters? Detail what you were thinking and feeling. Before leaving their home, is there anything else you did? How does it feel to know the only thing you failed more miserably at than being a murderer is trying to be a rapper? Did you recently start shaving or manually pulling out your eyebrows? Why November 13th? Did you truly think your Amazon purchase was untraceable because you used a gift card? How do you find it enjoyable to stargaze with such a severe case of visual snow? Where is the murder weapon? The clothes you wore that night? What did you bring into the house with you? What was the second weapon you used on Kaylee? What were Kaylee's last words? Please describe in detail the level of anxiety you must have felt when you heard the Bearcat pull up to your family home on December 30th, 2022. Which do you regret more? Returning to the crime scene 5 hours later, or never, ever going back to Moscow, not even once, after stalking them there for months? If you were really smart, do you think you'd be here right now? What's it like needing this much attention just to feel real? You're terrified of being ordinary, aren't you? Do you feel anything at all? Or are you exactly what you always feared? Nothing. If you're so powerful, then why are you still hiding, defendant? You see, I'm here today as me. But who are you? Let's try to take off your mask and see. You didn't create devastation. You revealed it in yourself. And that darkness you carry, that emptiness, you'll sit with it long after this is over. That is your sentence. And it was written on the wall long before you ever pled guilty. You didn't win. You just exposed yourself as the coward you are. You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser who thought you were so much smarter than everybody else. Constantly scolding, turning your nose up to grammar mistakes, nitpicking and criticizing others. You wanted so badly to be different, to be special, to be better, to be deep, to be mysterious. You found yourself thinking you were better than everyone else, and you thought you could figure out the human psyche and see through it, all while tweaked out on heroin. Lurking in the shadows made you feel powerful because no one ever paid you any attention in the light. You thought you were exceptional, all because of a grade on a paper. You thought you were elite because your online IQ test from 2010 told you so. All of that effort just to seem important. It's desperate. There is a name for your condition, though. Your inflated ego just didn't allow you to see it. Wannabe. You act like no one could ever understand your mind, but the truth is you're basic. You're a textbook case of insecurity disguised as control. Your patterns are predictable. Your motives are shallow. You are not profound. You're pathetic. You aren't special or deep, not mysterious or exceptional. Don't ever get it twisted again. No one is scared of you today. No one is intimidated by you. No one is impressed by you. No one thinks that you are important. You orchestrated this like you thought you were God. Now look at you, begging a courtroom for scraps. You spent months preparing, and still all it took was my sister in a sheath. You work so hard to seem dangerous, but real control doesn't have to prove itself. The truth is, the scariest part about you is how painfully average you turned out to be. The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow, sloppy, weak, dirty. Let me be very clear. Don't ever try to convince yourself you mattered just because someone finally said your name out loud. I see through you. You want the truth? Here's the one you'll hate the most. If you hadn't attacked them in their sleep, in the middle of the night, like a pedophile, Kaylee would have kicked your fucking ass. Thank you.
Mic drop. That's all I got to say. Floor is yours.
Wow. I liked it. I mean, obviously, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. She even says, like, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of telling you you hurt me.
So composed.
I'm just going to tear you down and dismantle you and your life and every pathetic minute you ever lived one by one. And it was great.
It hurt. It hurt him a little bit.
Oh, you can tell. There's videos of him where they're like showing close up and you can tell his eyes are getting strained. Like he's trying to hold it in, but it's getting to him. And I liked how she called him defendant and not his name. I did. I really liked that.
Listen, overall, it's very clear based on what Bryan did do that the overall objective here was to commit these crimes, but get away with it. Like she said, he felt like he was smarter than the system. He had done the research. He had done all the legwork, and he was going to do this and then get to watch from afar as people scrambled around to try to figure out who it was, never finding out the truth. That would have been the gratification. Not only the killing, but the getting away with it. The fact that he didn't, deep down inside, he knows that everything she just said is true. And that's what hurts him the most. So she nailed it. He failed. This isn't like a school shooter where they didn't care about getting caught. His whole goal was to get away with the crime. Like some of the people he idolized. He failed. And that's what he's got to live with.
Yeah. I mean, I think that once again, somebody like that, low self-esteem, low self-worth. Like you think that these people, they have like no, they don't. This is why they're doing this to begin with. Everything she said to him has most likely already been said to himself in the mirror or in his head in the dark of night when he's like, I'm not worth anything and nobody wants me. And I know like there's going to be, of course, a human reaction to feel bad for him, I guess. Like nobody technically likes to see somebody have to sit there in silence while another person rips them apart. So viscerally and initially, you're going to have a reaction of like, this is mean, But
you're talking about the people online.
Yeah, but then
I don't feel that way.
So I get that having that initial gut reaction of like,
it wasn't an ounce of me that felt that way ever.
Well, me neither, right? Because this is what we do every day, and it's like I don't feel bad for these people. I don't.
Feelings towards this scumbag at all.
You have to get your feelings hurt? You took 4 lives. I don't care. So at the end of the day, I'm glad he was just absolutely eviscerated and he had to sit there and listen to it. And yes, is he going to gain some happy feelings from the people who said like, you've stolen my sense of safety and my life will never be the same and I'm completely destroyed by this. You've destroyed a part of me I'll never get back. He's going to love that.
Yeah,
it's true and he loves it. And what Kaylee's mother and sister said about him being an absolute loser and a piece of shit, also true. But it's something he doesn't enjoy hearing. So at the end of the day, everybody got to say what they wanted to say, and hopefully he goes away and never reemerges like the whack-a-mole he is.
Well, like I've told you before, there's a code amongst these murderers in these prison systems, and they don't like when people mess with women and children.
Yeah, you think these murderers don't have college-age kids?
Nope. They definitely do. And from what we're already hearing from some sources, that he's in solitary confinement, but there's already been certain gangs like the Aryan Nations who have been taunting him from afar, being like, hey, listen, man, we got nothing but time.
Not that we're siding with the Aryan Nations.
Not siding with anyone, but all I'm saying is what happens in the prison. What happens in the prisons, that street justice that happens in there. Maybe if I didn't get myself canceled yet, let me just add to it. I won't shed a tear for him if it comes out that something happened to Bryan in prison. I won't feel bad about it. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
I want him to fear for his life every single day for a pretty long time.
Whatever happens, happens. That's all I'm saying. We won't be covering an injury to Bryan Kohberger. It just, listen, and some of you may not like what we're saying right now. That's okay. You don't have to agree with us. We're entitled to our opinion, but this guy's the scum of the earth. He took a plea deal because he knew he was done. Whatever. The justice system is the justice system. Whatever happens, happens from here. I hope we never have to mention his name again. Would love down the road to speak to Olivia or any of them because they deserve to speak anytime they want on any platform they want. But for right now, I think they said what they had to say. And now this chapter is closed. And they have to find some way to move on with their lives, not only for themselves, but for the people they lost. And that's what they got to focus on now. And I wish the best for them and their families. We're thinking of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Closed chapter.
New series starting this week. You guys overwhelmingly said you wanted to hear us deep dive into Amy Bradley. Your wish is our command. Coming to you this Friday on audio. Amy Bradley Part 1. YouTube on Sunday. Until then, everyone stay safe out there. We'll see you soon.
Bye.